Parfait. Merci beaucoup, Gilles. Hi, everybody. Bonjour tout le monde. Pour ceux qui ne me connaissent pas, je m'appelle Francois Oliva. Je suis un gestionnaire de recherche dans la division du Nord et responsable pour le service d'évaluation d'impact environnemental. Hi, everybody. For those that don't know me, my name is Francois Oliva. I am a subdivision head in Northern Division and at the head of the Environmental Impact Assessment Service. So a little bit different than all the other presentations for EGP. This one is less about the science and more about accomplishments and what the service have done through the year. If we can just change slides here. There you go. So to start, I wanted to, first of all, give a big shout out to Aruna Dixit, the coordinator of the service for the GSC as a whole. I'm going to run through a quick list of GSC and CHIS contributors. So Mark Hinton, Alec Deborah, Melissa Bunn, Sharon Smith, Christine Rivard, Didier Perret, Nicolas Benoit, Tom James, Cooper Stacy, Phil Lisserer, John Cassidy, Han Cow, Lindsay Moore, Brendan Hughes, Greg Brooks, Miro Nastev, Gavin Manson, Camille Brion, Anne-Marie Leblanc, Michael Colai from CHIS, again, Aruna, Rosalie Martel, with the support of Régent Couture. I think it's important to acknowledge all these people. They've all collaborated and spent many, many hours helping the service through the last fiscal year. So to highlight a few of the key accomplishments, GSC experts completed timely delivery of assessments on 37 projects last year. That is no small feat. A few new exciting projects. One was a deep geological repository at Ignace in Ontario. And we're also expecting still to be even more involved in Alto than still proposed high-speed rail between Toronto and Quebec City. In total, GSC experts performed assessments on 7 projects that have now passed through the approval stage last year. That's also a nice accomplishment. A bit of policy context. So I'm assuming most of you you've heard these presentations before. The Impact Assessment Act has been going through some major changes since the new Liberal government came into power in 2025. There's the Building Canada Act. So when Canada, which received royal assent last summer, that included the new Major Projects Office in Calgary to fast-track approvals approvals for projects of national interest. So this Major Project Office is developing a new directive on getting major projects built to replace the one on clean growth, focusing on 2-year timelines, and we've even heard that they're trying to move towards 1-year timelines for approval. So the agency, along with the permitters, are releasing, it says in mid-April, but we're now past mid-April, a proponent readiness package to help support achieving a 2-year timeline for federal approval. And new cooperation protocols, like the one that already existed for British Columbia, have now been signed between the federal government and most provinces and territories moving forward. I believe there's still 1 or 2 holdouts. So a few of the challenges and opportunities for the service and for impact assessments through Canada. So following the streamlining of the reviews, there is still some uncertainty, including the timelines. Do they include proponent providing information or just the timeline for the technical reviews? Some more clarity has been sought. Following the 2-year timeline, the agency's approach is to only send targeted questions to the federal departments and agencies concerned for that project. So the GSC now comments are all aligned with Fisheries and Oceans for permitting on fish and fish habitat under federal jurisdiction. So our role, I'm going to say, has kind of stayed the same, but through a different lens. Impact assessments and permitting review to be combined. So GSC review focus will remain on the IA process itself. Provinces and territories regulate the permitting for the permitting process. To go back to the cooperation I was talking about on the last slide. So provinces and territories to take lead on projects on its resources. and reducing duplication between the federal and provincial territorial governments. Government of Canada committed to one project, one review. Minister will issue a single set of binding conditions for the project that will include mitigation measures to protect the environment. So these are some of the process changes that we've seen recently. And lastly, again, not only to acknowledge the experts that contributed to the reviews over the last year, but it's important to, I think it's important to acknowledge to those experts that the stakeholders have acknowledged our services and our input. We received quite a few emails from the agency themselves and also from our partners on thanking experts for the contribution. So just for the last fiscal year, there's a map with the 37 projects just to show the national scope of the service and how far we have helped. And that is my very short presentation.